Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Football, TITTH number 86. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I got Nick Davis and Emron Khan with me. Everybody in the house, full Hizzy. Say what's up, guys. What's going on?
What's up, guys?
Good to be back together, man. The Three Musketeers.
Yep, absolutely. Ready to get it going. Three amigos back together, full house, full Hizzy. Holidays are here, guys. We got the Tuesday episode going. You know, we're getting things in early so we can have a nice little 4-day sabbatical. Nice little bit of time off. What do you guys got planned? Well, how's the holidays lined up? Everyone's time off lined up.
Just hanging out with Allie's family. Pretty much Christmas Eve and then Christmas Day. Pretty much nothing. So that's about it for me.
Right on.
Yep, for me, actually, my birthday was yesterday, so that was pretty cool.
Happy birthday. We shouted you out.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Kevin Tith is up in the chat. Everybody in the chat, be sure to wish Emron a happy birthday if you already haven't. He was shouting you out for your belated.
Yeah, Kevin was one of the first to reach out to me yesterday, so thanks, Kevin. But yeah, it's pretty good. You know, our Bears won. I'm sure we'll get to this later, but fuck the Steelers and fuck the Rams. Cost me a lot of money this weekend. But, good times, for the holidays, hanging out with Sarah's family, hanging out with my fam. It'll be good, man. I've been got a much needed little vacation that I'm on now. I'm going to be off from work from the 18th till I go back next Tuesday, so I still got a week left. Man, the mental break is much needed, man. It's nice to just play a little bit of Madden, Xbox,
kick back.
Netflix. It's awesome.
What are you watching on Netflix?
Ken was trying to get me to watch this show for about a month. It was Lucifer. It's pretty cool. I thought it was going to be super satanic and super like that because obviously Lucifer is named Lucifer, but it's not at all. It's really cool. I mean, it's got its references, but it's not like super bad.
Damn, Cam's in the chat saying happy belated birthday. Your brother didn't get you on the birthday?
He did.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what he's doing. Good stuff. Well, I got to ask you guys this year, were you naughty or were you nice?
Yeah, I was good.
You were good.
Yeah.
That's your answer.
Yep.
I was good.
That's it.
What about you, Emron? Were you naughty or were you nice?
To my friends and family, I was nice. When it came to my thoughts on the Bears season and gambling, I was pretty naughty.
Pretty naughty.
Said some bad things as you came back.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, as long as you can acknowledge it. Well, if you guys feel like you were real champs this year, I guess it's time. You get your Christmas presents.
Oh shit!
Oh snap!
So there's one.
Oh!
And there's where is it? We got another one in here somewhere. Nick wanted to sit back in his chair. So
my bad.
Didn't even live on here, guys. I have no idea what that is now.
Like normal.
There it is. Okay.
Oh man, what is this?
It's a PS5.
PS5's for everybody. Yeah, that's what it is.
We hit big, guys. Are we supposed to open them?
Open them now. Open them later. Do whatever you want.
I'm gonna open it now.
Yeah. It's a box.
Well, they're open. It's a box. I like all the ASMR unwrapping we have going on right now. Allie and the Hizzy here, wishing Emron a happy belated birthday.
Thanks, Allie. Appreciate it.
Allie felt really bad she didn't get you on your birthday. She was definitely texting everybody. Oh yes. Here we go.
Oh,
I'm not going to look on this side so I get surprised.
Oh, use the other side. There's easier tape.
Oh, okay, cool.
I love everyone just sticking around watching you guys.
I'm gonna let Emron.
Yeah. I like everybody just sticking around watching you guys open your presents.
Nice.
Merry Christmas.
Hizzy.
Happy holidays.
Football.
Happy Kwanzaa. No, you guys are just getting one gift. No holidays with the multiple gifts.
Thank you, Justin.
Yep. Enjoy, guys.
Appreciate it.
I know where you'll wear them.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll definitely wear them.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Yep. Absolutely, guys. Merry Christmas. Hope you guys enjoy it. Absolutely appreciate you having you on this year. It's been a ton of fun.
Yeah,
we're going to be riding with the good stuff going forward. So enough of the holiday hoorah. Let's jump into some injury updates and news. Watch that cord there real quick.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, just make sure. Everyone, if you can't hear Emron, let's hear that. Let's see. Donnie Knox says need that. Donnie's in need of a hoodie. Actually, you know what?
Get him a flag.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to say it. I'm probably an episode late with it, but Donnie, if you're still here, you're getting a hoodie, bud. We ran like 2 hoodie giveaways, and there was like nobody up in the chat, but Donnie's been like on that streak. If there's someone that's in that chat every week, banging the drum, Donnie, I'll get you after the episode. I'll be reaching out to you, send you a DM. We'll get that hoodie size, and we'll get you a Ravens hoodie.
I feel like I've known Donnie forever. He's been every time I've been on, always there.
Yep, every single time. Whether he's in there for a couple minutes or the whole show, always drops the "What's up, boys?" So appreciate you, sir. Well, we're gonna get you out a hoodie. So let's jump.
But one quick thing about Donnie, follow this thing at Maryland Gaming. Me and Justin are always sharing on Facebook. So he's a good player of Warzone and was in Cold War now. Something.
Yep.
So yeah, thanks, Donnie.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. All right, so moving into some injury news and updates. We got Keenan Allen not practicing today. Not great. They were definitely – I mean, he was on the field, this past week, but they were missing his, 100% snaps, for certain, right? This week, I don't know if I trust it going into, potential championship weeks. I know some leagues, it's 16, 17. A lot of the leagues that I play in, it's just 16, just week 16. I got to say to fade him, to be honest with you. I don't really like it. If he gets in some limited sessions, that'll be great, but it won't be enough for me. He needs to hit full practice tomorrow. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? If he gets in some limited sessions, can you start him?
Nick, who are they playing this week?
The Chargers are playing. Let me see. I don't know why that is not showing up here on my eyes. Oh, here we go. Denver. I say no.
Yeah, I don't love it, and they're not playing for anything either.
No, and it's interdivisional. I know Denver just got railroaded by the Bills, but it's a divisional game. It's tough. I cannot. As much as I hate to put him on my bench, I would have to see full participation Wednesday and Thursday.
Absolutely.
But if it's questionable again, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Coming
into that game, they said he was going to be on a snap count, and we just didn't see enough of him. He had less than a handful of catches, not very impressive. No, he's not on your fantasy championship team. Nick's got a fantasy championship team going this week. Keenan Allen's not on it?
Nope, that was my other one.
Yeah, it was the other one. Okay, I got you. So you're not necessarily worrying about that one.
Nope.
Next one we got up, what was it? Jamal Williams for the Packers, not practicing. Could just prop up some A.J. Dillon value for the Packers this week. Something to follow. Mike Gesicki and Devontae Parker both got limited practices today. Pretty good. They were both practicing limited last week, but didn't play still. But this is good. This is positive. Obviously, you just want to follow their situation into Sunday. They are needed, specifically Gesicki.
Speaking of teams that are playing for something, Nick, I'm going to bug you again. Who are they playing? Because I know the Patriots and Bills are playing on Monday night, and the Jets are playing the Browns.
So you're asking who?
The
Dolphins.
They're playing Saturday against the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a competitive game. They need that game to get to the playoffs. So, it felt like every receiver last week for Miami was injured. They need him this week.
Devontae Parker, Jakeem Grant. It's going to be all of Salvin Ahmed again, it looks like.
Man, I wish I would have had Salvin Ahmed in my championship team. I need a running back so bad. Devontae Parker last week at 12:30 a.m. I was up. That's how I know this. He was activated. And I was like, oh, yeah, Devontae Parker, give me some of that crap.
We're really confident he's going to play.
We're really confident. Then freaking 9:30 in the morning, I wake up, Devontae Parker out. What happened? Like, did he stay in the cryogenic for too long? I don't know what happened, but I'm kind of disappointed. I really just need him to just be in there, get some yardage, just keep my lead so I can keep my beard.
33-yard lead over DJ Shark to keep the beard or to keep the hair.
I'm assuming
it's gonna be wild.
And Nick, your Parker's your guy, right?
Yeah.
So you're rooting like hell for the Bears to lock up some DJ Shark this week.
Oh yeah, I've hoped.
Keep that
Death Valley,
and also
the receivers,
and also the Raiders. Their pass defense isn't the best in the league.
No,
they're probably middle of the pack.
bad.
So Devontae can definitely eat.
Just got to get into the lineup.
Yeah, just be able to stay in the lineup.
Dolphins Raiders game is on Cam's birthday. Man, all you guys have your birthdays together.
Yeah, December.
Man, that sucks with like Christmas, or actually, I don't know why.
Yeah, it doesn't affect us.
Doesn't matter. I apologize.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
He's like, your poor parents.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No,
Like, no, they didn't let us.
Yeah, I have a couple of friends who have December birthdays. I always feel bad for them because they get dick because it's like, oh, well, this is your Christmas and birthday present, even though nobody else has that happen to them.
I always mom's birthday's on the 18th, and she's always like, I hate this. Like,
Yeah.
my birthday was somewhere else. I'm kind of like in February, so it's just far enough where it's like, all right, they got enough time to reload.
I feel you. Next up, we got Kyle Rudolph, still not practicing. Keep firing up Irv Smith. He's been a solid option for the Minnesota Vikings. Raheem Mostert shut down for the regular season, it looks like. Not like they're going to make the playoffs, the 49ers, but you are checking him out of your fantasy lineups, firing up all 100% of Jeff Wilson Jr., 1,000%. Rojo going to be out this week, still with COVID, going to be staying on the list. They're saying doubtful, very unlikely that he plays. I don't think it's going to be a last-minute switch. So you're firing up Leonard Fournette again. Had 2 touchdowns this past week.
And they're playing the Lions, who suck, so expect a big game from him.
Yeah, absolutely. Cam Akers, we mentioned yesterday, is going to be out for Week 16. He has a high ankle sprain, so people that were looking to cash the championship tickets with Cam Akers, doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Was a nice little story for a couple of weeks there, especially that Patriots game came out of nowhere, but doesn't look like he's going to be there to cash the ticket for us here in Week 16. Derek Carr trying to get back in the lineup was limited today with his groin injury. Everything I hear says he's trying desperately to get back in the lineup. But what did you guys think about Super Mario for the Raiders? He looked good.
My response was going to be why, like because Mariota, when you're watching it, like he looked great. Mm-hmm. He looked good in that game. Like he was running, throwing, like he felt like he looked good. Like the flashes we saw in his rookie year where he had a good year, he looked okay. And I mean, groin. I know Carr's game isn't really his scrambling ability. But those are Andrew's a bitch, man. Like, he's not gonna be. He's gonna be pretty limited. So, I don't know.
I'm not starting him if he's back.
No, I wouldn't.
Nick, who are you trying to? What Saints wide receiver are you trying to start? Traquan Smith limited this week. Are you firing up Emmanuel Sanders?
No,
there's nobody there.
No, I'm not firing up Emmanuel Sanders. I'm actually sitting him for Jerry Jeudy.
Okay,
even though Jerry Jeudy only got me 1 point.
Who did we just say the Broncos matchup was again?
Chargers.
Yeah, so that's a good matchup for Jerry.
Yeah, I like it. You know what? If I'm gonna die on championship weekend with this matchup, then so be it.
I like it.
Last night I had a 20-point lead, and I needed Chase Claypool not to score 20 points, and basically it just happened exactly how it wasn't supposed to happen. And I was okay, dying on that matchup because that was a good matchup. And with this. Same thing. I'm just, taking my shot because that's fantasy football. Nobody wins playing conservatively.
Nope.
Sometimes like Justin Herbert. I took
the zero RB strategy.
The zero RB strategy worked out somehow. I don't get it.
Who ended up being your running back today?
Well, right now
it was always someone different. That was the thing. It's always somebody different. It was Lindsey. It was Gaskin.
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore. Like Frank Gore in the ship, y'all.
Yeah.
What? What? Killing me.
But he got the hitters though, man. He had Kyrie.
Oh man, Donnie is saying in the chat that Eric Ebron was the reason why he lost his playoff matchup.
That sucks, man.
Yeah,
he was out in like the first quarter. He was on like the cart, and I was like, oh man, that's not good.
He is going to be okay though. I mean, obviously your team out, but he is going to be all right. He's questionable for this week for Week 16, but he avoided organ damage. So the headline stated.
That's good.
Yeah. Deebo Samuel also not practicing for the 49ers. He wasn't really expected to be back or to return for Week 16. They pretty much all but said he'd be done for the regular season. But I guess apparently he's closer than what they anticipated. So something to monitor, I suppose. But I don't bank on him being there for you this week. Let's jump over to the game previews. Let's just dive right into the lineup here.
So first game is on Friday. We got Minnesota versus New Orleans Saints. Minnesota is 7-point underdogs.
Okay.
Money line is paying plus 270 for Minnesota, minus 325 for New Orleans. Over under is 51.5.
51.5. I like that number.
Yeah, I like that. I have more detailed picks on bets coming out this weekend, but this is a game I really like the Vikings actually.
Okay.
The Saints are really decimated. Like it's pretty much Alvin Kamara and Latavius Murray and Taysom Hill, right? Like, it's just that's all they're left with.
Yeah.
And Breeze is not looking great, so I think the Saints will win, but I don't think they can cover a touchdown. And the Vikings, they put up 27 points last week against the Bears. Like their offense is still going along, and they're not the Chiefs by any means, but I think they can cover that. And I think Saints will find a way to score, in the mid-20s. So will the Vikings. So I see a high-scoring game here, and the Vikings keeping it close. Don't think they win, but they keep it close.
What was the spread? 6.5?
7.
7. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take the cover. I'll take the Vikings to cover, and I like the over. But you're right. The Saints, they're brutally beat up right now. I mean, Drew Brees looks like not even a mirror of himself. Taysom Hill looks like he should be in at quarterback, but realistically, with how banged up they are, how can they not be trying to use him elsewhere right now at receiver, at running back? Like trying to just plug him in like the gadget that he is. I feel like that's going to be the case for the Vikings. They're going up against a good rushing defense, but there is availability in the passing game for Kirk, and obviously that's been not necessarily like their strength. Dalvin Cook's still the best player on their offense, in my opinion. But Jefferson and Thielen, they've been a tandem this year. They've been nothing but solid. So I expect them to do work, be looking to fire up all those guys. And I think it's a good spot to start Kirk Cousins, too, if you're searching deep in the bag for a quarterback this week.
Yep.
What do you think, Nick?
I'm going to say that the game hits the under.
Okay.
Minnesota's offense, it has been good at points. Thielen and Jefferson have both had multi, 100-yard games and also multi-touchdown games. They can light it up, but a lot of it's in garbage time. And I think that the Saints defense will kind of keep them in check in a way where it's not going to be a high-scoring game. And the Saints offense, they're going to have to depend on Taysom Hill basically dinking and dunking the ball, and then also Alvin Kamara just moving the chains. They really have no receivers. Even Traquan Smith, he was limited, and he's like their fourth guy. And Emmanuel Sanders, he hasn't really done too much except like one shot or two. So I'm not hopeful for offense being generated. And did anybody see the video of Justin Jefferson screaming?
Yes.
At Kirk. like
Fuck you, Kirk.
Yeah,
You suck.
Like they're kind of fed up with him.
When is Kirk's receivers not fed up with Kirk, right?
True.
He ain't going anywhere, people. They gave him another 2 years.
You better get comfy, Jefferson. Yeah, exactly.
Get used to those.
But I don't see him getting it together against the Saints defense. Like their cornerbacks are probably their strength of their team, besides their defensive end, which is like Cam Jordan. So I'm gonna say that it's gonna go to the under, but it's gonna be like you got to think 25 points is 50 each team. Yeah. I don't see 25 points coming off both sides. Maybe one side getting 25 points, but both sides getting 25 points, no way. I don't see it. So 51, I'm going to say the under on that.
Yeah, I feel like you're right about the Minnesota offense. I think they could potentially have a slow start, but I could see enough offense in the second half of this game to cover those numbers.
I think one last point on this game. I think it's going to be similar to last week. I think it's going to be a Cook versus Kamara show. That's going to drive up the points. It's going to be different than in most shootouts, where, in my opinion, where it's the quarterbacks doing it. I think it's going to be a big part. But Nick made a good point about seeing how Kirk does against a better secondary. Last week, the Bears were down 2 starters at corner. So they had a couple of young guys playing, and Kirk got a couple touchdowns off that.
Yeah, I don't.
And they still didn't win.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So it's not.
But they would have covered at least these numbers that we're looking at here.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are picking the Vikings to win this week, but I think that they'll have enough offense and just really just the recency bias. Like they have looked good, recently. And what was it last week? What we mentioned, it was Cook versus Montgomery, just duking it out.
Yep.
I could see something similar this week, but the Saints have just not been using Kamara that way. So, I don't know if it's necessarily just.
Yeah, his usage was really weird in last week's game.
Yeah, it's been like that, but it's kind of gone that way like every other week. The usage is down, the usage is up, the production's down, the production's up. This week should be an up week, so we'll see what we get. And with all the lineups out, or all these guys out of the lineup, I'm sorry, I have to imagine that Taysom Hill and Kamara just get used a ton. So
and Jared Cook's been getting a lot of run with all the receivers out.
And who knows? They probably got a practice squad guy just cooking, just itching to get on the field. We'll see. All right, what's the next one?
All right, so Miami versus Las Vegas.
Good one.
Miami is 2.5-point favorites.
Okay.
Money line's paying -155 for Miami, plus 335 for Las Vegas. Over under 47.5 points.
47.5.
Game is in Vegas or Miami?
I think it's in Vegas.
Ooh, nice jam there. We're watching the Brooklyn Golden State game here.
And you said it was 2.5?
2.5, yeah.
I'll take the Dolphins to cover 2.5.
Yeah, on the road, I think +3 I would have gone Raiders, but I think I'll go Dolphins. I think
their defense is just too much of a game changer for me.
Yeah, the Raiders just it's hard to trust them. They were 5-3 not too long ago. I think they're 2-4 since. Yeah.
We just don't know what quarterback we're going to get for the Raiders. Jacobs is going to have a hard day up against that stout defense. The receivers are going to have a tough day with Xavier Howard in that secondary.
Yeah, and then Mariota also did catch the Chargers off guard, right? They weren't preparing for him at all this week. I'm sure the Dolphins are going to be preparing to possibly see him, so I don't think we'll see that many surprises.
I'm going to say the Raiders are going to upset the Dolphins. Dolphins, they did win against the Patriots, but the Patriots are not the same Patriots that we've seen for the last decade. So they took advantage of that. They basically put away the second spot in the AFC. But I don't know, man. It's just like the defense can do their job. But I'm saying that the Raiders with Mariota, just how he caught the Chargers off guard, he's going to catch Miami off guard. They're not going to be expecting like a better Mariota because they're always expecting kind of like a regression to the mean with him. But I'm kind of shocked with what I saw, the way that he was playing, filling in for Derek Carr, because when he was in Oregon, he was more of like a rushing RPO kind of guy. But what he was doing was literally like drop back passes, and he was hitting wheel routes and actually being very accurate, putting it into the spot where the receivers can get it and not the defensive back. So I think he's going to catch him off guard, and he's going to bring the upset. 2 points. I think he's going to have to win.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, the Raiders have been sneaky all year. It would be a very Raiders thing to do to win at this point against a really good Dolphins team. But I just got to give it to that Dolphins defense. They've just been playing too well for me. Xavier Howard is going to be, all over the place. He's going to be used on all those guys, and I don't know. I'm just not sure where the production comes from for the Raiders. Josh Jacobs, could just dial it in and just really be a game changer for them this week. But I don't know, that front group is really strong for the Dolphins, and that's a tough one for me. Should be a really good game. Should be a really good game though. You said it is in Vegas.
Yeah,
that should be a good game. With Tua on the track, on some turf, it'll be good. It'll be solid. I would be willing to probably grab some more Tua rushing touchdown props.
You want next game?
What was the over under there?
47.5. Let's say under, man.
I'm kind of feeling the under too. Like
an
18-21
game.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think there's going to be enough defense there. What's the next one?
Cleveland versus the Jets. Cleveland is 10-point favorites. Money line is paying minus 430 for them, plus 350 for the Jets. Over under 47 even.
The Jets have been sneaky recently. Like their offense, I believe they've scored in 8 straight games on their opening drive.
And guess what? Longest streak in the NFL.
Oh.
I saw that stat, and I was
smartest coach out there, Adam Gase.
My head was my mind was exploding. I was like, "What?"
That means you're really that bad for 3 quarters.
and that's an impressive stat. That's half the season.
Yeah,
no one else has done it. So
yeah, no, it's solid, right? It's something to admire. But at the end of the day, they're the goddamn Jets. They just played their way out of Trevor Lawrence territory here.
Yep.
I don't understand it. And you were talking about it. How bad it was, obviously, for your bets and everything like that. But we were also talking about we were just waiting for the Rams to just come back because it's the Jets at the end of the day.
Yeah, and the way they lost to the Raiders. And I think, this game they're going to have up against the Browns, right? They're going to be, I don't think Cleveland's going to get surprised for anything. I love, the brand of football Cleveland's been playing. Really smash mouth, in your face.
Baker is a top 3 quarterback in fantasy the last 4 weeks. He's been
high yardage.
Rock solid. What's the total in this game?
47.
47.
Under.
We've been talking about them Jets. What did the Jets put up last game? 23?
I think the Jets continue their streak. They score a field goal on their opening drive, and they'll show up the rest of the game. But I'm going under. I think it's going to be similar to the Giants game. The Giants are a much better team than the Jets, but I just think Cleveland, they're just playing no nonsense. they're just going to run the ball, milk the clock, and just pound them. I think it's like going to be like 24-3.
24-3. Ouch. The Jets. Feel sorry for them. Not really. They need to lose.
So I go under and Browns.
Even 24-10 still doesn't hit the over.
Yeah, I'll stay with the under with you guys. And yeah, I mean, I'm taking the Browns. They're in the hunt now for the division with the Steelers losing last night. So let's see. The Browns get, oddly enough, the Jets this week. Nice.
Yep.
And then they get to, what is it? They play the Steelers potentially for the division.
When the Steelers lose the Colts this week.
Yeah, we'll get to the pick, but yeah, it's likely, right? I mean,
who would have thought that?
They're skydiving, literally.
Yep.
Literally. Let's see. What was the spread on the game?
6-10.
10. Yeah, I'm staying away from the spread.
10, and then the game is in New York or Cleveland?
New York.
Yeah, I'm staying away from the spread.
I don't like the spread. There's some weird shit that's been going on the last couple of weeks. 10.
No, I don't like that. I'll just take the Browns to win. I'll take the under with you guys. I'll sing that song as well. Yeah, I keep it simple.
Next game is the Colts and the Steelers.
There we go.
Colts are 1.5 favorites, paying -132. Steelers paying +112 on the money line.
Okay.
Over under 44.5. Give me the under on that. I'm going to say that Indianapolis does cover 1.5 points. Steelers are freaking reeling, dude.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's like, oh, they're so overrated. No one understands, like, in our position right now, no one actually understands what 14 straight weeks of NFL football does to the body. And these guys have actually stayed pretty healthy considering the circumstances. And these guys are just dog tired. You're starting to see them just lose gas at the end of the game. And there's nothing that can really be done because they're not going to get a break. And really, they're playing themselves out of a first round bye. So we'll see how it goes, but I don't see them getting right against the Colts, especially against they're kind of getting their shit together. Like Jonathan Taylor, I don't think the vision issues are there. T.Y. Hilton is starting to get the ball. I'm impressed with what's happening in Indianapolis, so I got them beating the Steelers.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I feel like the signs of the Steelers' struggles have been coming for a while, but they've been managing to sneak out some wins.
Sure.
Remember that game they had against the Cowboys, 18-point favorites.
Yep.
They barely won that game.
Yeah, the Cowboys had a shot at the end zone that was not completed. It was like from the 30-yard line.
Gilbert started that game.
Yep.
Yeah, and so I think we're all like, whatever, they're going to
Cowboys covered 8.
Yeah, but like what really concerns me is the loss to the Washington football team. It was a weird game, right? It was on a Tuesday. No, it was on a Monday after a Wednesday game. I get it. And, the Washington team does have a really good defense, so you can give them that.
They turned the ball over at the 1-yard line with a chance to score. The Steelers weren't with it.
And, everybody gets one game. You play the Bills, who, are a pretty good test. The Bills beat you, convincingly. And then the Bengals, there's really no excuse for that game.
No.
There's really no excuse.
I blame Juju. I blame all of it on Juju.
Gave them bad juju.
Exactly. The Bengals had nothing to play for, and then they were like, "Hey, do you guys see that asshole doing a TikTok video on our logo?" Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that.
He's got more TikToks than catches this year. I was reading that stat. It was hilarious. But yeah, all jokes aside, though, like Nick was saying, like Jonathan Taylor, I don't know what happened. He had some type of awakening. Like he's actually, making some,
strides.
Making some strides, making some big plays. He's the second most productive fantasy back over the last month. And so, I just think that continues. And the Steelers were a team I thought was, at one point I remember I was talking about, are they going to go undefeated? Like it's are they going to lose 5 straight is my question. I think they might.
It could potentially happen. I mean, this week it's a bad matchup. If they lose, to the Colts this week, now you got the Browns that are probably going to beat the brakes off the Jets. But have all the motivation in the world to just knock you out and take the division. Yeah. Is it fair because you didn't get a bye? Yeah. It's not. But a lot of stuff wasn't fair this year for a lot of teams.
Didn't that happen to the Titans too? Didn't Titans play without a bye too?
Technically, well, they had two.
I think they got right.
They had 2 weeks off technically because they had 2 weeks of in-person meetings and they had no practice, and that's when everyone was hating the Titans and Taylor Lewan said, "You all hate us." Like that whole thing, right? So. Titans, they haven't had any since then, but they did have technically those 2 weeks of non-football activity. But at the end of the day, like it's been difficult for every single team. Tell me a team that hasn't been affected by COVID or the least affected COVID team that has a winning record.
Yeah, I mean, they were, like I said, they were 11-0. It's not like they were struggling all year. It's recently popped up for them. But
I think what the Steelers need is John Connor at his efficient level, right? Like he could potentially get back this week. Does that mean anything for the team? Not necessarily, because he hasn't been good regardless. The last decent game that he had was up against Jacksonville, and it's Jacksonville, right? Like every other matchup, it's just been met. Like he's not taking anything beyond 5 yards. When he catches the ball out of the backfield, he's not taking it for more than 2 yards. Like he's more often than not getting stuff behind the line. And Benny Snell here and there, McFarland here or there, they need to get their running game right. I mean, because they're leaning on Ben is not going to work. Ben's saying he's going to come back next year. Great, cool, that's awesome. The team obviously still needs him, right? I get that. But they do not need him to be flooring it 45, 50 passing attempts a game. But right now, that's what they're going to need to ask from him. And to that game last night, I still feel like the Steelers robbed a little bit. If you saw the Chase Claypool play, if there's a flag that should have been thrown, that's a flag. That's a pass interference call all day.
Yeah.
The guy's coming down on his shoulder. He's bringing him down. I saw a play very similar to that to Deontay Johnson. I don't know, probably a quarter before that. Guy had his arm around his chest in the end zone. It happens all the time.
Yep.
They missed it. The Steelers could have taken that one home still. Obviously, Ben could have just gone down to the red zone, thrown an interception. We don't know. But at the end of the day, they got robbed on that call still. This week, I can't pick them. I mean, like everything all signs
they
just point to
prove
the
wrong, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't done anything to give you any confidence.
I'll take the under as well. What'd you say? 47? 44.
44.
I'm gonna go Oppo with you guys on that. I think we're all in the Colts, but I think a sneaky high scoring game. It's 47, right?
44.
44.
I'm gonna take the under.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over.
You sure about that, Emron? Because the Steelers did not look good at all against Cincinnati. And I'm not saying the Cincinnati didn't show up last night, but still the offensive weapons that they have, they did not generate anything. And their best player honestly was Benny Snell last night.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's just going off a hunch. It's not going to be a bet that I'm not going to make this play. Like I'm not going to put my own money on this one. It's just a hunch that I feel like it's 44 is pretty low, and I know the Colts have some offense. Maybe the Steelers, realizing that the division is now at stake, right? Yeah. So
I don't see them getting right against them.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be an uphill battle for sure.
All right. Next game, Chicago Bears versus Jacksonville Jaguars. Chicago's 9-point favorites, paying 105 for favorites. And then money line is minus 370. Jacksonville is plus 300 on the money line. The over-under is 47 points.
I like the under. And obviously the Bears to win. I like the Bears money line and the under.
Yeah, I like the Bears in the under. Bears as favorites, I kind of feel about that. They've only been a favorite, I think, in 2 games this year. They didn't cover either one.
Well, they can't not be the favorite up against the Jags, though.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying some stats. So I think they'll win. I don't know if they can cover the 9. I feel like they could win by. I could see a backdoor cover.
I would not chase the points. No.
I think I like the under here too because the Bears offense, they've scored 30 or more points in 3 times. Three straight games. They're averaging 30 since Mitch came back.
It's the matchup still. I mean, and obviously like the first matchup against the Packers, ouch, like that's a tough spot to come back in. But the previous matchups have been really good. So he's been looking like Maserati Mitch. I think we see the same guy this week up against the Jags.
Playing for that contract,
any contract,
and they're playing for the playoffs. They're playing for the playoffs. They basically knocked out the Vikings out of the playoff picture. Root for the Cardinals to lose one, but I think in this game. I mentioned a little while ago about Jonathan Taylor being the second hottest running back. Hottest running back has been David Montgomery.
Yep.
3 out of his last 4 games at 100 rushing yards. I think he's got 6 total touchdowns.
He has the 4th highest usage in the league across those games.
And what's happening? He's producing.
Yep.
They're winning.
He gave us an identity. Thank you.
And that line, adding a couple of Notre Dame guys into the line with Sam Mustipher, Alex Barnes. Lo and behold, you're actually working. Everything's looking much better. You're playing your strengths. So in this game, I think I love some Montgomery props in this game. Some Mitch props, revenge game for Allen Robinson.
If he cares enough.
Probably going to regret this later, but give me the Bears at -9 in the under. I think this is going to be a similar game to that. I think it's just going to be a get-right game for their defense and offense.
Yeah, I'm just not chasing the points, especially with the Bears on the road.
Yep.
Mitch could cause a mistake at the end of that game, even with them winning. That blows us that. So I'm going to stay away from the points. Give me the Bears money line and the under. I like the Mitch props, and I like the Montgomery props as well. Fire them up for DFS. I started Darnell Mooney last week. He killed my DFS. Or I'm sorry, Burton killed my DFS.
You got a touchdown. You know, kick in.
Yeah, I know. Well, he did it for me. My Burton guy killed the line. Yeah.
We told you.
Alrighty, next game is Atlanta Falcons versus Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City is 10.5-point favorites. Money line is paying minus 550. Atlanta is plus 430. Over under is 54 points.
Game is in Kansas City.
Yes.
I don't actually know if I love the over there. I don't feel like Atlanta's going to come to play.
That's my part. I think Kansas City can drop 30-40, but I don't know if Atlanta's going to show up. Give me the Chiefs to cover. What was the spread again, Nick?
10.5.
10.5.
Okay, 10. It was 10.5.
That's a big number too.
It is, but it's the Chiefs.
I was literally about the words out of my mouth were like, man, I hate double-digit covers, but I kind of like this one.
The Chiefs are just like I just feel like they toy with the NFL. I would take them to 10.5, and I'll take the under because I don't see Atlanta. If Julio plays, I just need to see a way. If Atlanta can get me 17-20, I'll take the over.
Even if Julio plays, like he's literally week to week, day to day, and to me, when he's on the field on a game, that means he's play to play availability. Like I'm not firing up Julio in any format whatsoever in week 16 and championship week. I don't care if he practices in full all week long. I'm not doing it. I won't. He could leave at halftime. He could leave after a quarter. I don't trust it whatsoever. The Falcons are an enigma. They blew that lead this week up against the Bucs in like just typical Matt Ryan Atlanta Falcons fashion. Yeah, I feel like the Chiefs could cover, but I feel like the easy money here is Chiefs win and take the under because I don't think Atlanta comes to play. I think it's going to be a down week for them, despite Matt Ryan just putting one in Tom Brady's face. I like the defense actually better of the Chiefs than the Bucs, oddly enough.
I got Ito Smith. Hopefully.
Let's go, lead dog.
Yeah, I needed somebody, man. I was like, you know what? I got $75 worth of fab.
Yeah.
I blew like. Hopefully, it's gonna come in.
Wait, what did you just say you spent on FOB?
$25.
Oh, okay,
I had $75.
Yeah,
you had $75 left, and you spent $25. What are you waiting for? The playoffs after the playoffs?
Yeah, free agency. I'm just kidding.
I want to have some left over.
Yeah,
I want to have some
rolls
left
over
over.
Next year. I heard
it doesn't, but
yeah.
If it did, you were in the spot.
Yeah, but I don't know. Hopefully, Ito Smith gets me some points. I still see.
I hope so.
I see Kansas City definitely being able to cover. I see them being up 2 touchdowns. I maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns. I don't even think Matt Ryan passes for a touchdown. I think Russell Gage gets it to Calvin Ridley again. So that's been like a nice little hookup for them. So they're probably going to pound the rock that way. I don't know.
Did you see that Calvin Ridley got a Pro Bowl snub? I mean, who cares about the Pro Bowl? But still,
that's a lot of snubs.
It's pretty tough.
There were 7 from 4 teams this year.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Wow.
Cowboys had 0, which is the first time in 30 years. Even though DeMarcus Lawrence was the number 1 ranked PFF NFC defensive end. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy.
Nuts.
Like if you're ranked number 1 in like PFF, that should be like something to like put into
leverage
stock for the Pro Bowl. But like you're really just shitting on the publication, basically being like, yeah, we screw your rankings. We're gonna vote for our own guys. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Selling newspapers.
Yeah.
Got to push the brand, I don't know. I didn't love that. I heard some of the names ahead of him, like was it DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson.
I don't think needed to be in there.
He could be offensive rookie of the year potentially. I mean, if not Herbert, so
it's definitely gonna be Herbert.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't love it. We can jump into some of those later if you guys want to go into it, but let's ride into the next matchup.
Next matchup is Denver Broncos against the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers
tough
are
one.
3.5 point favorites. Money line's paying minus 175. Denver plus 155. Over under 48.5. Give me the over. They scored like 60 points against each other last time.
What was the total?
48.5.
Broncos Chargers.
Yeah,
Broncos,
give me the
Chargers.
over. I think Drew Lock. He's very inconsistent. It just seems like when he has a bad game, he bounces back with a good game. So I would not be surprised. I know Nick needs some Jerry Jeudy action this week, so we'll give him some good juju. I see a big game for Drew Lock. I think I see the overhitting, and Chargers have a hard time winning those games, right?
Yep.
So they still might win this game, but I think the 3.5 that half is my key number. So Give me the Broncos to cover.
Yeah, I'll take the Broncos to cover as well, and I like the over. But hopefully there's just a ton of offense on both sides, just for fantasy purposes, right? Like we do not want to see a trudge in this game. And even with Allen and Williams being limited for the Chargers last week, Herbert was still able to get it done.
Matter.
Was it KJ Hill, Tyron Johnson?
Guyton.
Oh yeah, Jalen Guyton cashed a monkey knife fight ticket for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean they were solid, and I just think that the passing volume for the Chargers just really throttles the total here. Eckler is always going to be there for that that flush out play, right? Like everything's checked down the field. Eckler's right there for the dink and dunk, continually moving the chains, keeping drives alive. So yeah, I like the Broncos this week, and I like the over.
All right, so next matchup is actually it's a pick'em. Los Angeles Rams versus Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh.
Rams paying plus 105, Seattle minus 125, over under 47 points.
This is tough. This is tough.
Give me the under.
Game is in
Seattle.
I don't know what these offenses and really just the bad defense of Seattle.
Yeah, so the last time these two teams played, I remember this was a game that burned me because I was all over the over, and the over was like mid-50s.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this one very specifically, and the total ended up being, I think, in the mid-40s.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the over to 47. I think there's offense to be had there.
47 with just the Seattle defense involved in the matchup.
Yeah.
Give me any other team. If you said the Jets, I would probably still say the over.
Yeah, Jets 20. Pick up. And game is in Seattle.
This game is for the division. So Seattle has a 1-game lead over the Rams, but the Rams have beat Seattle, so they hold the tiebreaker.
If they win, yeah.
So if the Rams win, they're going to lock up the division, because even if they lose next week and Seattle wins, they'll be tied, and the Rams will take home the division. So this game is huge. I feel like, in these big moments, in these big games, I just, trust the guys that have always been there, that have always done it, that have always, essentially cashed the ticket, for the team. I'm going to go Russ Wilson in Seattle. I also just need it. I need it. Who's got the Rams? You got the Rams?
For what?
Our division. You have the Cardinals.
No, we didn't do NFC West.
Yes, we did. We did
AFC East, NFC East.
We did 2.
Nah, I don't remember that.
Well, we'll have to check
the film.
We'll check the tape, because I'm going to be looking for that cash.
Yeah.
so we'll check the tape.
I have no idea. I don't even remember that.
And I want to be wrong in that one, because I don't want the Cardinals anywhere near the playoffs.
I can't believe I said Rams. Literally smoking.
Yeah,
They just had come off a big win, and you were elated.
They were good. They just had a really blunder loss. I think in this game, I'm with you. I trust Russell Wilson more than I trust Jared Goff.
That's
after last week. How can you go against that?
That's pretty much it for me. Like that's the tiebreaker. Just going with the better quarterback. Obviously, the Rams have the better defense, but I just feel like Seattle's going to come out with a better game plan.
What are their records right now, Nick?
Let me pull that up. So Seattle 10-4, Rams 9-5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if the Rams lose, they're out of the division. So they definitely they have nothing to play for. It's just split. It's a wild card series. Okay.
Yeah, I mean they're playing for the division this week in that game.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the better quarterback, so I'm going Russ Wilson in Seattle. The total too low for me. The spread, what was the spread?
47. Give me the under on that, man. I just don't see it being a high-scoring game.
It could be. Seattle's been weird lately.
Very
losing
weird
to the Giants, only 20 points up against the football team. I mean, football team, they got a good defense, but I think that the Rams defense could be a little bit better. I could be wrong about that. What's the next one?
Sorry, guys, knees.
Woo!
Jeez. Sorry.
Choo-choo.
Philadelphia Eagles against Cowboys. Philadelphia is actually favored 2.5 points. Their money line's paying minus 145 for Philadelphia, plus 125 for Dallas. Over under 49.5. I'm gonna say that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say the Eagles pull it off. I'm gonna say that Dallas can't handle the kid.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles in the over. I think it's gonna be a really high scoring game.
Mm.
So we can catch that over. And Jalen Hurts has looked awesome.
Yeah, going up against a team like the Cowboys, Hurts should take off this week, right? I mean,
and he's a dual threat quarterback.
Yeah. And then the playbook just looks, well, I shouldn't say the playbook, but the play calling right now really just seems very well suited for him. I saw something, like some random meme about Carson Wentz complaining, like, where were all these plays for me? I was like, no, bro, we ran the plays for you. The team just doesn't like you. You know what I mean? So we're rolling with the kid. And yeah, right now, between the two, I would say, it's hard to pick, but the Eagles are the better team.
Yeah, right.
So over the Cowboys, like they're both bad teams, but between the two, the Eagles just have a better product, and I trust them a little bit more defensively. So I'm gonna take them in this game. What was that total?
49.5 under.
That's a tough number for me. I feel like there should be offense in this game, but I don't trust the Dallas Cowboys offense necessarily up against that front group.
I was Tony Pollard is in. I like.
Yeah, but I was just about to say that is I don't even know if I trust Tony Pollard this week. That front seven group for the Eagles, it's
Two Pro Bowlers.
It's stifling. It's tough. I don't love the situation for Zeke or Pollard. We don't even know if Zeke will make it back in the lineup, but I'm going to take the Eagles there. I'm going to take the under as well. I feel like it's going to be a slow start.
All right, next game, Tennessee Titans against Green Bay Packers. Packers favored by 3.5 points.
Good game.
Packers is money line paying minus 190.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee paying plus 165. Over under 56 points.
56. Let's go. I don't know if I love the over there, just because I feel like both sides are going to be trying to eat up a lot of clock running the ball. So I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to take the Packers just to win, because what option are they on the money line?
Tennessee is the underdog, plus 165. Packers,
it's good value.
Minus 190.
Yeah, minus 190. I'm going to take that. I'm comfortable with that. Just Packers come out with the win. Derrick Henry, it's a tough ask. I mean, that Packers rushing defense is not great, so Derrick Henry is going to do the thing. But I also trust the running game of the Packers to really eat out a lot of clock, and for the play calling to be efficient enough to just play enough to keep away. Essentially, there's a game plan to beat Derrick Henry, and it's keep him on the sideline. So
and I think actually I'm going to go with and the game is in Tennessee.
Green Bay.
So I'll take the Packers to win this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is going to be a high-scoring game, so I'm actually going to go over here.
Okay.
The running backs, they are going to be featured a lot, but I don't think it's going to necessarily. I think there's going to be a big place to add to. Both defenses can be added to the big play. A.J. Brown, Corey Davis have been awesome. So I think and Tannehill's been playing lights out. Did you guys see that stat about Ryan Tannehill?
About his deep ball?
No, about his last 60 games.
No.
Last 24 games. I'm sorry. He's got more touchdowns in his last 24 games than Patrick Mahomes.
Wow, that's crazy.
Total touchdowns, running and passing.
That's crazy.
Like he's playing at like a really quiet elite level. Like
very underrated. I mean, he was number 2 quarterback last year, and for most of the season, he was number 2 this year as well.
Yeah, he's been solid. He's just playing good, and I think it's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be a really fun game to watch. I think the Packers will win a close one at home, but I think it'll be an exciting game.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Just difference on the total. I'm going to take the under.
Yeah. Did you want to go over the Monday game too?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So Monday game, Buffalo versus New England. Buffalo is 7.5 point favorites. Money line paying minus 335 for Buffalo, plus 280 for New England. Over under 46 points.
I'm going to take the under.
Can't Buffalo just sit everybody and not care and still have first round bye? Because I don't think they clinched the division.
Well, remember, there's only one bye this year.
Okay.
The Chiefs have that.
Yeah, and I just don't think there's going to be enough offense from either side. Like the Patriots can still play defense,
and all they do is run the ball.
They are going to be missing Stephon Gilmore. He's going to be out for the rest of the year, so that does prop up some serious upside for Diggs in this game.
But Diggs was hobbled last week.
That's true. They may not need him, but John Brown is now coming back. He was already back from the IR this week. They just didn't start him. And Gabe Davis, they've been rolling. So they're deep in the passing game, and I feel like it's also a game to start Devin Singletary or Zach Moss, because the rushing defense for the Patriots, it's got holes. It's got big gaps. I.e. Cam Akers a couple weeks ago. I like Devin Singletary this week. I like Zach Moss. I'm saying to start them in fantasy just because if Diggs is out, or maybe limited or less snaps, whatever it is, they manage his workload. It could be a situation where they ask for more of one of those guys. So what was the spread?
The spread was 7.5, yeah.
Bill could be sneaky with that spread. I'm gonna stay.
The half worries me.
Yeah, what's the money line? I didn't catch
minus 335 for Buffalo, plus 280 for New England.
Kelly Oubre with the jam, the hammer.
I'm gonna take the under because I think the Patriots, they can't throw the ball for shit.
Yeah,
it's gonna be all run, and I think Buffalo may just do that. They may just play it safe, win this game. So I'm gonna take Buffalo. I get 8 points.
I'm just gonna
say
take the
yeah.
money line.
I'll say
spread
yeah.
for me.
I'll say yeah.
You're,
I'll say
you're-
Buffalo. I'll take Buffalo. The point. Buffalo and the points. The under.
What do you think, Nick?
I think Buffalo's going to pull it off, and I think it's going to go to the under.
Driscoll says Moss TD prop all day for the Bills. Yeah, I like the under too. The Patriots just don't have it. 5 passing touchdowns for Cam Newton in 13 games. Ow.
Yep.
Ow.
You're no longer a quarterback.
No. I feel like there's some guy. I mean, Russ Gage has 4 less passing touchdowns.
Oof.
He's in the mix. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on with the Patriots. Any picks to move on from? Anyone they go after?
I mean, they're probably
Not in the draft. And potential like free agency, like around the league.
Quarterbacks?
Yeah.
I mean, its quarterback class is going to be really weird, right? Because there's no way Dallas lets Dak walk, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way.
So we believe.
Yeah. So assuming he's on the market, Garoppolo could get cut. Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford is the one that interests me. Like, where is he going to go?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think Pittsburgh would make a lot of sense. I think he would just. Oh my God! I think he would light it up.
Well, they're talking about Ben's. Oh wow, DeAndre Jordan with the one
nasty.
ham slammer to the Hizzy. Wow,
Lob City back.
He looks good. He looks really good right now.
He looks fit.
Yeah.
Concerns my Jared Allen pick.
Yeah. You were saying, Justin?
There you go.
Lost my
Wiggins.
train of thought is what I just did.
Stafford.
Not to the Steelers.
You're talking
Not
about
to the
Ben coming
Steelers.
back. Maybe that's what
He's
you're saying.
going to come back for 21.
That would be a huge mistake for the Steelers.
Well, it's going to happen. So
yeah.
And honestly, like at this point, like after everything that's happened this year, all the excuses that they will have if this ship does go down in flames, they'll have all the excuses for him to come back. I mean, like it's just all there.
No, I think he's had a great career, but I think I think Stafford, he's had a great career just because he's been he's like another star, right? Barry
He's
Sanders,
an
Calvin
he's an
Johnson.
Iron Man.
Like he's been buried in Detroit, right? He's only 32. I feel like he's been in the NFL forever.
Yep.
So he's probably still got 6-7 decent years left. I think New England, the Steelers, it's definitely going to be an AFC team. I don't think Detroit's going to trade him within the conference.
You know who I was saying? Oh, this is like around the league. If you were saying for the draft, I would say to go get Trey Lance if you're Bill Belichick. But around the league, if he's still available and the trigger hasn't been pulled, why shouldn't Bill go after Mitch Trubisky?
It's absolutely possible.
I mean, he's a better version of what you could get out of Cam, in my opinion.
And my thing with him is like with Mitch, and like a lot of people are like, oh, the Bears shouldn't bring him back. You're crazy. I'm like,
they probably will.
It's like the old thing when
they
people are saying
probably
going
will.
with Cutler. But like, yeah, exactly. Let's say to get rid of Mitch, like, who are you going to replace him with?
Mm-hmm.
Nick Foles? No. Like you've seen what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And like
that dude needs to get cut.
Yeah, and the dumbass contract they gave him prohibits that. Like it's just going to be too much money to eat.
Yeah, we got to move that.
Yeah, and then the other thing is, in the draft, unless you trade a house of picks to move up to get Zach Wilson, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
we were talking last night about Zach Wilson, going at 5 to 7.
Yeah, I saw you guys talking. I'll get
It's rich.
December 22nd. He's going to get drafted before Justin Fields. Mark my words.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what we were saying last night. That was the exact conversation we were having. So,
and like that's what I'm saying. Like him, and then like the draft, the people they could draft is like Mac Jones, Kyle Trask. I don't feel good about that in the first round. So I'd be okay with Mitch and this offense come back, but. And then I could totally see Belichick reviving him, doing like kind of like a. But I feel like he's a poor man's Tannehill, a very poor man's Tannehill.
Sure.
Like mobile quarterback has some flashes, but he needs a certain offense. He needs a certain offense.
More passing flashes than I'd say Cam Newton this year. That's just all I mean.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you could probably get him on a song for a contract because it's the Patriots. You get caught staring at the championships in the lobby.
Yeah. He could. It just depends. I think what these next 2 games matter, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If they go 9-7,
especially for him,
he's gonna stay.
Well, even for him, because even if he doesn't, he holds all the cards.
Yeah,
they didn't extend
the franchise.
They didn't extend him, right? They would have to franchise him. Which please don't do that. Please don't do that. We can use that elsewhere. Come on now. If you're going to keep him, give him the deal. The tag would be terrible because it'll just ruin it for him too. Like we'll just watch him get injured, dude.
Yeah,
it would kill me. We covered the last round.
Yep.
All right, let's jump into our prop updates, and we'll close down the show with that. I got to find the division races. I can't believe I got to do this. Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks.
Cardinals. I feel like I said something about Cardinals.
I'll pull up the tape. We got nothing but tape.
Yeah, there was a point where I think they were all three tied.
That's what it was. It was both divisions had all three tied, and that's when we made the picks.
Yeah.
But I will go to the tape. We will check it.
My Eagles one will look good if Doug Peterson went with Jalen Hurts earlier.
Yeah, well, fucking. I mean,
the football team can clinch this weekend. I was reading the scenarios. If they win, they clinch.
They are a game up, so that makes sense.
Yeah, because they'll get to 7 wins. Speaking
of the football team, Dwayne Haskins, came out with his little apology. I mean, he won't get cut, but he's potentially facing a 4-game suspension. So if Alex Smith can't go this week, I don't even know who the potential quarterback is.
So Nick, remember like a month ago, I was like, trying to defend the guy and say you got to give him a chance.
There's no more chance.
Stats, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
that is just irresponsible. Like your team is fighting for the playoffs. You're the only quarterback left. That is such a selfish. It's just selfish. Like it's not.
You get his whole team infected.
Exactly. It's selfish no matter what. But if it's
not to say that all strippers have COVID. I'm nothing
against the strippers. But like
saying a party's a party.
Yeah, and like my thing is if you're like 2-10, right, or something like that, I get it. Like whatever. I'm not saying it's okay, but like
it's not. And
like, you can win the play. You can secure the playoffs this week, and you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that just shows where his maturity level is.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And this is again like we we're just talking about Trubisky. How awesome would this have been for him to be the quarterback to help them clinch the playoffs, right, and win the division? But nope.
No, and he's had every opportunity. Like this past week up against Seattle, like he drove up the numbers for Logan Thomas, for J.D. McKissick, but he's just so bad. This isn't a guy that gets in his own way. This is a guy that just doesn't have it.
Nope.
He just doesn't have it. Alex Smith does, and he's showing it off with 1.5 legs. Please, Alex Smith, be the lineup, please.
Yeah, please. And I really wanted him to get a shot. I wasn't too crazy about him, but I thought he needed to get a better chance. But at this point, honestly, screw him.
No, absolutely. Like Haskins he's all but written his history here. Like, no, I mean, who's going to touch this guy?
No one.
Bill Belichick?
No way. I mean, like, I know, like, the whole Cam signing was kind of like somewhat, risky, but the money wasn't risky.
They gave him
they gave him $1 million. Like, it was nothing. So, but bringing him on, what it meant for the, actual production of the team, it was risky, and we clearly saw that, right? So, yeah, I think it's all a fucking joke, and I hope Alex Smith gets back in the lineup this week. I like I said, I have no idea who their quarterback would be if the league says Haskins is out.
And the crazy thing too is, remember what happened to the Broncos when they had to start like a wide receiver? Because even if you sign a player, you have to basically wait 2 weeks. It's like 7 days. They got to have like 7 straight negative tests, so they'd be really fucked.
They'll get Kyle.
It'll be Logan Thomas probably.
They'll get Kyle Allen in there with like the one wheeler thing, like you put on your knee. The
all-time quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Man, that's rough. Alex Smith is still there. He's day to day. He might practice this week. We have to wait and see. Well, I don't know. Let's jump into the prop updates. So you and I are tied. Let's see. You have Anthony Miller.
Yep.
I have Roby Anderson.
Yep.
Prop is touchdowns. 2 to 2 weeks left. So let's see. The Bears have the Jags and the Packers, and the Panthers have the football team. Not great. And do we know? Can you look up the last opponent for the Panthers?
Panthers.
Yeah.
1 second.
So it doesn't really look great either way. I feel like we're going to be tying. The prop is that the loser has to go grocery shopping in a superhero outfit picked by the other person. But if we tie, then we both have to, and Nick gets to pick the superhero outfits that we both wear. So it's rough. We picked, we picked some damn good props. We picked some good ones. But man, I'm not looking forward.
And I'm pissed off because I remember distinctly early in the year, Giants game with the Falcons game. Miller dropped 2 wide open touchdowns.
I've seen a couple of drops for Roby, but like Roby doesn't have like that body, right? To like be like go up and get him. He has got to burn you over the top. And what'd you say? The Saints?
Yep.
Yeah, the Saints and the Broncos, not really the spots to go over the top necessarily. I'm either losing or I think we're both going. Just because I feel like Maserati Mitch could get one.
Miller could get one this week.
That's what I'm saying.
He hasn't gotten one in months.
He's going to go to the Jags.
It could be this week. It'd be very fitting. It's going to be another 5 touchdown game. But
the 5 touchdown. Oh, that'll definitely get him a contract elsewhere.
With my luck, there would be 5 touchdowns to everybody but Miller.
Yeah, exactly.
I would not be surprised.
Oh,
if
yeah.
That happens.
And I'll get a 10 for 89 for no touchdown day for Roby Anderson.
Yep.
Just wild. So tied up 2 weeks left, 2 touchdowns apiece. Absolutely wild. Roby Anderson almost doubled the production of Anthony Miller this year. It's absolutely criminal that he only has 2 receiving touchdowns. It's absolutely nonsense.
Yeah.
Another close one that we have is Nick's Devontae Parker.
Ooh.
To my DJ Shark. The prop is receiving yards. The loser Nick, if he loses, he has to shave his beard. And if I lose, I have to shave my head. There is a 33-yard separation of margin here, okay? 33 yards. Devontae Parker out this week. The rules were for injury related, if you're curious. Each guy had to play in at least 12 games. Devontae Parker's already got his 12th game played. DJ Shark will get his 12th game this week as long as he suits up, but it's up against the Bears. It's against the Bears. Like, why? And the Ravens last week.
Bears corner should be healthy this week, too.
Thanks, Emron. Ooh, what the yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, he pats me on the head as he's going to be shaving my head. I mean, it's going to be nothing but close. I mean, you need Devontae Parker back. That's one thing.
He hasn't recorded a stat in 2 weeks, and I still have a lead.
He still has a lead. That's ridiculous. I mean, DJ Shark, he had some flashes this season. He had a 146-yard game. I know Devontae Parker had like a 119-yard game or something like that. We've seen some big spots where we've both been like, yeah, let's go. And some valleys where we're like, oh, my God, it's coming off. Mm-hmm. And Nick's beard is valuable to him. Don't cut it. You know, you guys see me shave all the time, but that's his baby. And my hair, I mean, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I think for next year, one of the props I'll do is someone has to create like an OnlyFans for like their hair or their feet or their hands if they lose, and you have to run it until you make like $1,000 for the podcast or something like that.
Man,
I don't have a lot of hair, guys. That's not gonna work.
Well, you might be up for feet or beard. You got a solid beard.
Oh,
you know,
man,
there's a kink out there for everybody.
Yeah, for real.
And we need ad revenue.
Yeah,
so, I think that's
put the flag in the back. Hey, opportunity.
Yeah. We'll see. That's another really close one. I think you had the houser, or you had kind of like 2 housers. Mm-hmm. The Carson Wentz versus Aaron Rodgers.
House.
What was I thinking?
House.
That was housed.
That was your decision too.
I have no idea.
I always say that when we bring up that bet because I was like, I'll take it.
I remember we were talking about 3 weeks ago, like, what was it? Yards, touchdowns?
Doesn't matter.
I was like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Wentz is out now.
Unless it's who played the fewest games, I have no shot
or
at that.
most interceptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
First one of 12 interceptions wins.
So it looks like you'll be wearing a Packers jersey in the playoffs. That was the prop.
Yeah,
so yeah,
Nick's got to figure out the jersey.
I'll get it.
Yep.
I feel like it's gonna. I feel like I know who it's gonna be.
I gotta figure it out. I'll get it there.
I mean, we got to find a cheap A-Rod jersey somewhere.
Yeah.
I think actually the most hated Packer I have ever is Clay Matthews.
Okay. All right. So
even better.
Duly noted. We're locking that in.
And then followed by David Bakhtiari.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Rodgers.
What's wrong with Bakhtiari?
Yeah, he's overrated left tackle.
Okay. All right.
He gets away with a lot of
chugs beer really well.
So does Mitch, but that doesn't mean much.
Does he? I felt like Mitch didn't really hold up his end in the chugging.
Oh no, he crushed it. You see last year at the Sox game, him and Kyle Long.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Rodgers was sipping it, and then
that's right. Yeah, it's a Sox game. That's what.
Yeah,
it was.
so Nick housed me in that one. So
okay, and Nick. Well, I don't know if Nick housed us as much as we just picked the wrong fucking guys.
It's just
we both picked so I got Mike Thomas, number 1 wide receiver on the year. The prop is total touchdowns on the year. I picked Mike Thomas, Kenny Galladay, DeAndre Hopkins.
And you know what kills me? I was trying to be cute.
Injuries.
Well, aside from that, and I mean, well, at least my guy scored. I mean, you know, Michael Thomas, Slant Boy has as many touchdowns as you and I do.
Yeah,
and which is nuts. But like, yeah, I remember the day we picked him.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get really cute because I had just dropped my Travis Kelce article. I was like, I think Travis Kelce is going to score more than anybody. Had I gone with him, I would have been fine. If I had like 10.
If I had gone with my Tyreek Hill, if I had gone with my number 2 guy,
you know what I mean? Just thought, I was like, the lines are going to suck. Mm-hmm. And Galladay had been pretty healthy his first 2 years. I didn't see this coming. The guy played in 5 games, I think. He maybe not even. Not even that.
3 maybe. It was 3, yeah. He scored a touchdown up against me though. That one touchdown that he had this year, he scored it on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So double trouble.
Yeah.
Double bubble, whatever. So yeah, you and I are getting in the water. And that's the prop. You know, we essentially got to do the polar plunge or whatever. We got to go in some icy cold water.
Yep.
January's coming up.
Yep.
Nick's going to be doing a lot of recording, so hope you're ready for that.
I did really well with betting and all the props and fantasy football. So good year of football for me. It's been a tough year, like personally, but like football wise, I was pretty much on point all year. So it's pretty good year.
Got one more week to close it out.
Yeah. I'm just praying. I'm glad that I locked in the second place, so that's really cool. This is actually my second year in a row being in the championship round. So
you got to close it. Did you close it down last year?
No,
close it down.
Omar Jackson's sat, but I don't think anybody's being sat this week.
Yeah,
so.
Mahomes and Herbert still.
Mahomes, Herbert, yep. Hill,
Let's
yep.
go. Let's
Jefferson,
go.
yep.
Let's go.
And those guys have been carrying me. So I hope everything just works out and I get a championship win. That'd be freaking awesome. My first time winning a championship, my first time on the show or first year on the show, be pretty freaking sweet. So
I like it.
We'll see.
I like it. All right, we can go over all the divisions if you want, or just the two divisions that we have. It's up to you guys.
Go over all of them. I think a couple are already locked down. Like AFC West is locked down, and NFC North is locked down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go through like AFC or the AFC right now.
Mm-hmm.
So AFC East, Buffalo 11-3,
got it locked.
Yeah. Miami's still fighting for the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
New England out 6-8.
Yep.
Jets
Out.
they screwed themselves up. Yeah.
1-13.
AFC North, Pittsburgh 11-3.
Yeah,
They've sliding.
let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's down to the Steelers and the Browns because the Ravens.
Can I see it real quick?
The Ravens got swept by the Steelers.
I thought the Ravens. Or no, they can't because Pittsburgh and Cleveland play each other. No, Pittsburgh and Cleveland play each other. So if they go into the last week tied, still the Ravens can't win the division. That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, even if they were all 11-5, the Ravens got swept by the Steelers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So
they're just out from the tiebreaker.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go bold, guys. I'm gonna say Browns win the AFC North.
They're the ticket right now. They're the hot hand.
Done a great job.
Coach of the year. We've been banging that drum for a month.
Flores is a close second. But I think if they win the AFC North with Pittsburgh and Baltimore, you got to give them props.
I feel like when we won't stick to this too long, but between Flores and Stefanski, I still think it's Stefanski by like miles. Yeah. Just because Flores has gotten too cute at times. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he's cost his team wins. In my personal opinion, like the Fitzpatrick thing, I get it. Like we've seen Tua have success, but I think this team would have just as much success, if not more, in the win column. With Fitzpatrick still in the lineup. Maybe Tua gets the reps, he gets the experience, and this team is better off with him in the lineup for the future. But if you're asking me about wins and losses this year, Fitzpatrick would have gotten them more, period.
Yep. Yeah.
Don't want to side that too much.
Good.
But I feel like the Dolphins are still going to the playoffs. What do you guys think?
I think Dolphins are going to the playoffs, but you're not going to win. Or you're going to win max one game. Other than that.
Agreed. Absolutely.
AFC.
Can the Ravens still make the playoffs?
They can.
So
they need help.
I feel like that's
I
feel like that's a very similar situation. Like either of those teams get in, they maybe get one win and that's it.
Yeah. So my thing is so there's 3 wild card teams, right? Mm-hmm. So the Steelers are in it. Steelers are going to win the division or wild card, right? Because they clinched the playoff spot. Right. Browns are going to get the other wild card when they beat the Jets. Mm-hmm. So the 2 wild cards are going to be down to the Colts, Titans, Browns. I'm sorry, Colts, Titans. Mm-hmm. Ravens and Dolphins. So between the Colts and the Titans, one of them is going to get the division, right? And then the other one is going to have a pretty high record too.
Probably the Colts, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so. And I think the Ravens are going to be the odd team out, man.
That's rough.
I did not think I was going to be saying that, but I don't think they're going to make it.
No, I don't. I mean, I hope that they do, just because I want to see Lamar in the playoffs. I mean,
he's got to redeem himself
for ratings and just the electricity. Like we want to see that. I mean,
yeah.
All right, so AFC South, Indianapolis 10-4, Tennessee 10-4, Houston 4-10, Jacksonville 1-3.
I like the Colts, like I said. Yeah. You want to pull up their games? I know the Colts have the Steelers. The Titans this week have the Packers. So that's kind of a flip flop, right? I think we all agree that
Jaguars at the end of the season for the Colts.
Oh yeah, the Colts for sure. Who the Titans have to close it out? It does. I mean, I don't even know if it matters.
It's probably the Texans. It's usually a division game.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be the Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an interesting game, though. Yeah, I think so because
Steelers could pull it out. Don't get me wrong; they have the weapons to do it, but I don't trust.
I think the Colts are going to get it even if both teams win this week, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go Colts just because that Jags game is perfect timing.
Yeah, it's just the right spot. Perfect matchup.
AFC West, Kansas City 13-1, locked in.
Yeah, number 1 seed.
The Raiders 7-7. I think they're out.
They need a lot of help. They need everybody to lose out, basically.
It's not going to happen. Not writing's on the wall.
Chargers 5-9, Denver 5-9, rounding out the AFC. NFC East, Washington 6-8, Giants 5-9, Dallas 5-9, Philadelphia 4-9-1.
If Alex Smith plays this week, they win and they lock up the division.
I don't think he plays.
Logan Thomas at quarterback, fire him up. Let's go.
That's who the emergency quarterback would be.
Oh, that's rough.
There's a chance Dallas could even pull it off if that happens, but we'll see.
None of us have Dallas, right?
No.
In the pick.
That's hilarious.
That would be perfect for the division. That would be perfect. No one wins anything.
Yep.
No one gets to have fun with this division.
North, Green Bay 11-3, Chicago 7-7, Minnesota 6-8, Detroit 5-9.
Packers got locked in.
Yeah. South, New Orleans 10-4, Tampa 9-5. Atlanta 4-10, Carolina 4-10. Man, Carolina slid so much.
Yeah, I know. We were very hopeful for them.
Yep.
I still think they're fighting, but
let's get up the Bucs schedule. They got a shot here.
Let's see.
Well, they can't get the division
because of the tiebreaker.
Yeah, because they got swept.
Well, they're only a game behind. They could win out, and the Saints could lose out, right?
Lions in Atlanta.
If the Saints win, they clinch the division.
So that's what I'm saying. The Saints could lose out.
Yeah, they could.
Saints play Minnesota and Carolina.
I don't like that. I feel like the Saints will win those games, but the Bucs got a shot. They got a shot.
It's not even both of them. Do you think they'll win one of them? That's all.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think they do.
That sweep really hurt the Bucs.
Yeah,
that sweep really hurt the Bucs.
And the Bucs are just like night and day, right? Like you don't know which version you're going to get. Yeah, the Saints got to get one of these wins. I can't see them going 0-2. If they do, it's because Taysom Hill got injured.
And you know what gets really interesting for the Bucs?
Mm-hmm.
They need to at least win one to get in. If they lose out,
they're 9-7.
Yeah, and the Bears win out.
Oh, let's go.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think.
Well, the Bears. Realistically, they just have to beat the Packers. If the Bears don't beat the Jags, they don't need to be anywhere in the playoffs.
And that's one of the reasons I want the Packers to win that game. If the Packers win, I think the Packers could lock up.
Okay.
Because they got the head-to-head against the Saints, and then I think they need Seattle or the Rams to lose. But it's very possible that Green Bay has nothing to play for aside from getting the Bears out of the playoffs. Now, would you risk Rodgers in a game?
We've discussed this, and Rodgers doesn't need to play a full game to beat the Bears. He can play in a half and still beat them.
We'll see. But I mean,
the defense is going to be different.
He's gotten knocked out of 2 or 3 games in his career against the Bears. Like, do you want to risk that on a potential Super Bowl run for what? Just to knock him out?
Sure. No, to be petty.
So, and then Cardinals have I was really hoping for the Eagles to beat them. But the Cardinals have the Niners, the Rams, and I think the Cardinals have lost. I
can go over that right now.
Yeah, go for it.
Seattle 10-4, Rams 9-5, Arizona 8-6, San Francisco 5-9.
Yeah, so Cardinals are wrapping up with the Niners and the Rams. Because I've been just schedule watching, and then the Cardinals. I think it's 5 in a row they've lost the Rams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Rams have had their number, and the Niners. It's just they lost the Cowboys in really bad fashion last week, but it's a Kyle Shanahan coach team, so they're going to be fighting. So you just never know. So I'm really hoping that the Cardinals drop one of these.
I could see it. The Cardinals have been just in and out, hot and cold. I don't love them. I've said very early on in the year that they were the worst, team with a winning record. So I don't necessarily love them, and I could see them potentially looking from the outside in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's kind of weird how everything is set up numerically because I'm looking right at the standing. Arizona could be the one team that gets in the. NFC West could be the one division on the NFC side that has 3 teams go in. Everyone else,
they're good enough. They're definitely good enough.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens, Chicago is probably getting in. So it's just interesting how the numbers lined up, and NFC East is so fucking poor.
Well, that's the reason why these situations are live is because this division, or the NFC East division, is just god awful.
Yeah.
So weird year. 2020's been an odd one. So that was the last one.
Yep, that was it.
All right, cool. Well, we're going to shut it down with you guys. Hopefully, you guys all have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, celebrate whatever you celebrate. Take care, be well. Thank you for stopping in. Do you guys have anything to close it down with?
Nope. Happy holidays, guys.
Now, if you're playing a championship in your fantasy league, best of luck.
Yep, absolutely. Shout us out if we gave you any value on that during the year. We will be back tomorrow for Take It to the Hizzy number 87 for some fantasy basketball. So be sure to drop in for that. We'll be back at 7:35 Eastern time. So we'll see you then. And then we'll have a nice long hiatus until Monday night for Take It to the Hizzy number 88. So hope to see you guys tomorrow night. Take care. Be well. We'll see you next time.
See you
Later, guys.